Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where complacency and mediocrity too often take the place of purpose and passion. We live in a world where we are taught to accept things as they are, to settle for the status quo, and to quietly endure circumstances that threaten to undermine our potential. But I tell you today that true greatness does not come from tolerance, nor does it emerge from passive acceptance. True greatness arises from anger. Yes. Anger. Anger that compels you to act. Anger that challenges your current condition and says, this is not enough. I am capable of more. I will not stand for this any longer. It is a righteous anger, an anger that is rooted in the desire to see things change, to see systems broken, to see the status quo shattered. It is an anger that stirs up the fires of revolution within you, motivating you to bring about transformation. Anger, when channeled correctly, becomes a powerful force of change. So, let us delve into the essence of being angry enough to change. This anger is not destructive. It is constructive. It fuels our passion for progress, propels us toward purpose, and awakens the latent potential within us. I want to share with you today 10 essential truths about anger and change, about what it means to be angry enough to change your life, your destiny, and your world. The anger that fuels transformation. Change begins with dissatisfaction. You must first be angry enough to acknowledge that the way things are is not the way they should be. Every great shift in history, every advancement of civilization, every breakthrough in human potential has started with someone being dissatisfied, someone standing up and saying, enough is enough. But this anger is not the kind of bitterness that causes harm. No. This anger is the catalyst for growth, the spark that ignites the flame of transformation. It is an anger that says, I refuse to accept my circumstances any longer. I will change what needs to be changed. The reason so many people remain stuck in the same place year after year is because they have not yet reached that breaking point. The point where their dissatisfaction with their present situation surpasses their fear of change. Fear is the great inhibitor of progress. But anger, when fueled by a desire for positive change, drives out fear. It allows you to take the first step, to push past the comfort zone, and to venture into the unknown territories of your true potential. This anger is the clarion call to action. It drives you to question everything, to challenge every assumption, and to confront every obstacle that stands in your way. Anger that drives change is righteous anger. It does not lash out recklessly, but it is focused, deliberate, and directed towards specific outcomes. It is not about rage for the sake of rage, but a righteous indignation that refuses to settle for mediocrity. The world will tell you to be calm, to be patient, to endure. But I tell you, there are times when you must be angry enough to demand more for your life, more for your future, and more for your world. Your anger should not be a cry of defeat, but a declaration of victory. A victory that begins with you. Being angry enough to change means that you are no longer willing to tolerate your current circumstances. You understand that transformation requires sacrifice, courage, and most importantly, action. It is easy to be complacent when everything seems fine on the surface, but you must look deeper. You must ask yourself, am I truly living the life I was created to live? If not, it is time to get angry. Let your anger fuel your passion to pursue the greatness that is locked within you. Anger as a catalyst for personal growth. Personal growth is not a passive process. It is an active and often uncomfortable journey that demands courage, sacrifice, and commitment. To experience real growth, you must be angry enough to break free from the chains of your past, from the limitations that have been placed upon you, and from the expectations that others have set for your life. You must become angry at the complacency that keeps you from realizing your full potential. This anger is the driving force that compels you to push beyond your comfort zone. It tells you that you can be more, do more, and achieve more than you have ever imagined. It refuses to let you remain in a state of mediocrity or stagnation. When you are angry enough to change, you recognize that growth is not easy, but it is necessary. You become willing to face the pain of transformation, the discomfort of change, and the challenge of overcoming obstacles. You must get angry at the lies you have told yourself, the excuses you have made, and the self-limiting beliefs that have kept you from stepping into your greatness. Personal growth demands that you confront these truths, no matter how painful they may be. It is through this confrontation that true transformation occurs. When you are angry enough to change, you are saying that you will no longer allow fear or doubt to dictate your future. You are saying that your destiny is in your hands, and you will fight for it with every ounce of energy you have. Growth also requires a willingness to learn. If you are angry enough to change, you must recognize that you do not have all the answers. This anger drives you to seek out knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that will propel you toward your goals. It forces you to confront your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. It motivates you to improve, to learn, and to evolve into the best version of yourself. Anger is a force for social change. We often look at the state of the world and feel helpless, but I tell you, there is power in righteous anger. There is power in standing up and saying, "This is not right. I will fight for justice, for equality, and for the dignity of every human being." Anger at injustice, at oppression, at inequality, and at corruption is the force that drives social change. It is the anger that has propelled revolutions, movements, and reforms throughout history. When you see a system that is broken, a society that is unjust, or a structure that is oppressive, your anger should not be directed inward. It should fuel you to take action, to demand change, and to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Change does not come from silence. It comes from the collective outcry of those who are angry enough to demand a better future. The anger that drives social change is not about seeking revenge or retribution. It is about seeking justice, fairness, and a world where all people are treated with respect and dignity. This anger pushes you to challenge the status quo, to question the systems that perpetuate inequality, and to fight for a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. If you are angry enough to change, you will not sit idly by while the world suffers. You will stand up and be a voice for the voiceless, a beacon of hope for the oppressed, and a force for justice in a world that desperately needs it. Anger that drives social change is also about unity. It is about coming together with others who share your passion for a better world and working together to create that change. This anger cannot be contained within one individual. It must be spread, multiplied, and harnessed by communities of people who are equally committed to making the world a better place. It is this collective anger that has the power to transform nations, to shift cultures, and to change the course of history. Anger as the seed of innovation. Innovation does not come from a place of complacency. It arises from the recognition that something is wrong, that something is missing, or that something can be done better. The anger that drives innovation is born out of a dissatisfaction with the current state of affairs. It is a frustration with the limitations of existing systems, technologies, and ideas. It is this dissatisfaction that compels individuals to think outside the box, to break boundaries, and to create new solutions. When you are angry enough to change, you see problems as opportunities. You no longer accept the way things are. Instead, you look for ways to make things better, more efficient, and more effective. You challenge the norms, the conventions, and the traditions that have stifled creativity and progress. Innovation thrives on the desire to improve, and that desire is rooted in anger. The anger to solve problems, to make life easier, and to push the boundaries of what is possible. It is this anger that drives entrepreneurs to create businesses that change industries, that drives scientists to discover cures for diseases, and that drives artists to create works that move the soul. Innovation is not a passive process. It is an active pursuit that requires courage, conviction, and an unyielding commitment to change. If you are angry enough to change, you will see the world not as it is, but as it could be. You will take that anger and turn it into a force for progress, pushing the limits of human potential and creativity. The nation is not just about big breakthroughs. It is also about the small changes that improve lives on a day-to-day basis. It is about finding better ways to do things, improving efficiency, and making systems more effective. If you are angry enough to change, you will see opportunities for innovation in every aspect of life, and you will be relentless in your pursuit of solutions. The power of anger to overcome fear. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles to change. It keeps us stuck in unhealthy patterns, trapped in limiting beliefs, and unwilling to take risks. But anger, when channeled properly, can overcome fear. When you are angry enough to change, you no longer allow fear to hold you back. Your anger gives you the strength to face the unknown, to take risks, and to step out in faith. Fear often comes from the uncertainty of what lies ahead. But anger provides clarity. It shows you that the pain of staying the same is greater than the fear of change. When you are angry enough to change, you recognize that the cost of inaction is far higher than the price of taking that first step into the unknown. Anger propels you forward, giving you the courage to confront your fears and to take bold, decisive action. This anger allows you to confront the obstacles that stand between you and your goals. It gives you the strength to overcome the challenges that would otherwise seem insurmountable. Anger is not a passive emotion. It is an active force that propels you to push through difficulties and rise above your fears. It reminds you that you are capable of achieving great things, no matter how daunting the journey may seem. Anger is the force that unites people. Change is rarely a solitary endeavor. It is often a collective movement, a shared vision that brings people together to fight for a common cause. When you are angry enough to change, you can inspire others to join you in your mission. Your anger becomes the rallying cry for those who share your passion for transformation, and together you create a powerful force for change. Anger that drives unity is not about division or hostility. It is about shared purpose and common goals. When you channel your anger in the right way, you can unite people from all walks of life, regardless of their background, race, or nationality. This unity is a powerful force for change, because when people come together with a shared purpose, there is no limit to what they can achieve. The anger that unites people is the anger for justice, for truth, and for a better world. It is an anger that transcends individual differences and focuses on the collective good. When you are angry enough to change, you can inspire others to take action, to join your cause, and to work together toward a common goal. This unity is the foundation of lasting change, and it is the power that can transform entire communities, nations, and even the world. Anger as a call to action. Being angry enough to change is not just about feeling frustration. It is about translating that frustration into action. Anger is the call to action that drives you to move beyond idle complaints and to take deliberate steps toward your goals. It is easy to sit back and complain about the state of the world, but true change comes from taking action. When you are angry enough to change, you recognize that your anger must be translated into tangible steps. You cannot simply sit in your anger and expect change to occur on its own. You must take action, no matter how small, to begin the process of transformation. Every great movement in history was born out of action. Action fueled by the anger to see change happen. Anger as the energizer of your purpose. Every person has been given a purpose, a unique calling, and a reason for being on this earth. But often we allow ourselves to be distracted, derailed, and even disillusioned by the many challenges that life presents. We get bogged down in the routine of survival, merely going through the motions. The beauty of anger, however, is that it wakes us up from that slumber and demands that we confront the question, why am I here? Anger awakens your sense of purpose like nothing else. When you're angry enough to change, you are demanding that your life have meaning, that your existence have a profound impact on the world around you. Anger, when aligned with your purpose, pushes you toward your destiny, urging you to not accept mediocrity, but to pursue excellence. It forces you to stop asking for permission and start taking ownership of your journey. Purpose, when fueled by anger, becomes a powerful engine for action. Every obstacle you face becomes something to overcome, every setback something to learn from. The anger that drives you to fulfill your purpose does not allow you to settle for less than what you were created to achieve. It compels you to rise every time you fall and to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the road may seem. It energizes you in moments of doubt, making you believe, even when others don't, that your purpose is worth fighting for. It is easy to become distracted in life, to lose sight of what truly matters. But when you are angry enough to change, you will not let that happen. Your purpose becomes a clarion call that demands your attention and directs your focus. You begin to see every challenge, every setback, and every hardship as a stepping stone to fulfilling your greater purpose. Anger transforms your desire for change into a movement of purpose-driven action. Anger makes your purpose not just something to think about, but something to act on. When you are angry enough to change, you stop waiting for external circumstances to change, and you begin the work of transformation within yourself. You recognize that your life has a unique purpose that needs to be fulfilled, and your anger drives you to take steps toward that fulfillment. The power of anger aligned with purpose is transformative. It fuels you through the darkest days and propels you toward your highest aspirations. The energy of that anger will continue to push you forward, even when the path is unclear or uncertain. It will not allow you to quit because it is rooted in a deep inner knowing that your life has a divine purpose that you must fulfill. Anger that breaks the chains of fear and doubt. One of the most paralyzing forces in the lives of many individuals is fear. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of not being enough. Fear keeps people stuck in situations that drain their energy, diminish their potential, and prevent them from moving forward in life. Fear is the enemy of progress, and if you are angry enough to change, then you must become angry at the power fear holds over you. This anger is not about being angry at the things that cause fear, but about being angry at the fact that fear has controlled your life for so long. When you are angry enough to change, you stop allowing fear to define your actions or limit your dreams. Instead, your anger becomes the weapon you use to fight fear, to break free from its chains, and to live the life you were destined to live. Anger gives you the strength to push through the fear that has been holding you back. It provides the courage to take the first step, even when the outcome is uncertain. Fear often keeps us from taking action because we imagine the worst case scenario. But anger shakes you awake to the reality that doing nothing is far worse than taking a leap into the unknown. Fear may make you hesitant, but anger at the consequences of remaining in that fearful state will push you forward. The more you allow yourself to be driven by anger and fear, the less control fear has over your life. You will come to recognize that fear is simply a response to uncertainty, and that it holds no real power unless you give it power. Anger shows you that fear is not a force that needs to control you, but a challenge to be overcome. Every time you face your fear with righteous anger, you break free a little more, and you step into the life that awaits you on the other side. Furthermore, anger at doubt is just as powerful. Doubt often arises from a lack of self-belief, from past failures, or from the critical voices of others. But when you are angry enough to change, you stop doubting your own abilities. You refuse to accept the limiting beliefs that have been imposed upon you, and you reclaim your power. The anger that drives you to overcome doubt is the anger that says, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough. It is a powerful declaration that you will no longer accept anything less than your fullest potential. Anger is the bridge to collective empowerment. While change often begins with the individual, it is ultimately through collective effort that we create lasting transformation. This collective empowerment is driven by shared anger. The anger that comes from witnessing injustices, inequalities, and the suffering of others. When you are angry enough to change, that anger has the power to inspire others and to create a movement of collective action that extends beyond your own personal transformation. Anger that leads to collective empowerment is the fuel for community-driven change. It is the anger that compels groups of people to come together and take a stand. When people are united by a common cause, their collective energy becomes unstoppable. This collective energy is what gives birth to movements, revolutions, and societal shifts. Alone you can make a difference, but together you can change the world. This is the power of anger when it is shared. It binds people together, creating solidarity in the face of adversity. When you are angry enough to change, you will inspire others to be angry enough to change as well. And when many people are united by a common vision and anger at the injustices they see, there is no power on earth that can stop them from creating meaningful transformation. Collective empowerment is not just about protesting or marching. It is about creating communities of people who support and uplift one another. It is about building networks of like-minded individuals who are willing to work together for the common good. When you allow your anger to drive you toward collective empowerment, you are contributing to a movement that will affect generations to come. Moreover, collective empowerment fueled by anger is not just about fighting against something, it is about fighting for something better. It is about pushing for a world where everyone has access to the opportunities they deserve, where justice and equality reign, and where humanity thrives. It is through this shared anger, this collective desire for change, that we create the world we want to live in. So my friends, I ask you today, how angry are you? How angry are you at the limitations in your life? How angry are you at the injustices around you? How angry are you at the lies that you've accepted as truth? Let that anger ignite a fire within you, a fire that propels you to action, to transformation, to greatness. Let that anger empower you to break through the barriers of fear, doubt, and complacency. Let it drive you to unite with others in the pursuit of a better world, a better life, and a better future. When you are angry enough to change, you are no longer just a passive observer of your life. You are a creator, a builder, a warrior in pursuit of your destiny. Do not let fear or complacency dictate your future. Be angry enough to change, and you will change the world.